Hi, everybody. Welcome again to another episode of the Minnesota Swim and Vibecast. I am Mark Seguin, and I am joined today by the captains of the one, the only St. Cloud Crush. Welcome, boys.
Thank you.
Who do we got here today? Let's get names.
I'm Joey. I'm a senior from Cathedral.
I'm Micah. I'm a senior from Tech.
I'm Amitai. I'm a junior from Apollo.
I'm Charlie, and I'm a junior from Apollo as well.
Nice. Welcome. So I think that's kind of the first thing I want to get into. We've got Cathedral, we've got Tech, we've got Apollo. Back in the days of yesteryear, those were three separate schools and all friendly but competitive rivals. What's it like having a co-op this year?
I think it's a really cool opportunity. It's very nice having, a couple more kids to push you in the group rather than just the small teams that we had before. And obviously there's a lot of kids from either side that were pretty fast and stood out. So it was really nice to combine and be able to have a little bit more competition, especially at practice on the daily.
Yeah, it gets hard with those smaller teams. Once you get down to kind of 12 or under, it gets really hard to be competitive outside of obviously a state meet format if you've got a couple upper end people, but it gets challenging. What are some of the challenges of having a co-op though that you found so far?
Travel or like getting people to practice.
Yeah. Getting to practice, getting to meets, things like that for drop off for the younger kids that can't drive, like being able to get them to the right school when we're leaving for our meets and whatnot. It's kind of a bit challenging, and that's where the captains got to step in to take kids to and from, things like that.
Yeah, and that's an awesome point for all the kids that can drive and at least drive semi-responsibly. It's a great bonding time for you and the younger kids on the team. It's really helpful to the parents when you can kind of chip in and help, because the commuting is the hard part. As someone who's coached a co-op for, 8-9 years now, that is the hardest part, because for some people, practice is just down the road. For other people, it's a 15-mile drive.
Yep.
And that can be really challenging. It's one of the things that makes it challenging with a co-op is some people don't feel that that's worth it. And it's hard to get people to continue. Where do you do your practicing at?
We started the season like the first month or so at Tech, and now we're back at Apollo for the rest of the season.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically the decision relied on the fact that we had a third of the kids came from Tech and 2/3 of the kids came from Apollo. And so we ended up with a third of the practices at Tech and 2/3 at Apollo.
Wow, it's like I'm talking to the math team. You guys are so good. I mean, I never would have put any of that together, and now I see it. I see it. But it does have its challenges. Talk to me a little bit about the name. Like, you didn't turn out being like the Eagle Tigers or the Tiger Eagles or anything like that. No offense, Brian Wright, Recklake Bear Stangs. But how'd you come up with St. Cloud Crush? Because it's a cool name and it's a cool logo.
Yeah. I mean, like every team or every sport that is combined with Apollo and Tech have just started to be crushed. So we figured that we would just join them, and the other schools kind of got left out, but they're still a part of the team. So
yeah, because you also have Cathedral and what else? There's one more, right? Rocori.
St. Cloud Christian.
Yeah, there's a bunch of private schools that the younger kids have been coming from.
Are those private schools that only kind of go up to 8th grade and then they go into the local high schools or Cathedral?
I'm pretty sure,
yeah. We have the same thing where there's like 3 or 4 different like little feeder private schools that eventually they all make it to the high schools, but for a while you got kids kind of coming from anywhere.
Yeah.
What's Christmas break practice been looking like for you guys? Is Evan cracking the whip?
Yeah, kind of. Today we had a pretty rough 200 set, and we just had an hour and a half this morning, but we're going back for another 2 hours and 15 minutes tonight.
Yes. What was the 200 set?
It was 10 twos. The first 3 were on 220. The next 2 were on 215. The next one was on 210. And then we had 4 more of them on 230. The first 3 were negative split. The next 2 were descend. The single one was just make interval. And then the next 4 were all fastest possible average.
That's crispy.
Yeah.
I like it. You can always count on Evan for coming up with things to just take diabolical to another step. Between him and John Barnes, I look at their workouts. I'm like, man, child abuse, good training, fine line. I'm not sure really, but let's just kind of go with it.
Yeah.
Good. So how hungry were you after practice today?
We were definitely
Yeah. That's the best part about those workouts is you can demolish a buffet afterwards and not even
Yep.
blink an eye.
Yep.
And it's so good. Any in between practice naps scheduled? That's the other great thing about 2-a-days is the nap in between.
Nah.
No, you guys are just going.
Yeah.
Probably not for today. Maybe an energy drink between sessions.
Man, that's hardcore. That's hardcore. You've had a few meets so far. You obviously have a lot coming up. What are some of the meets you guys are most looking forward to?
I think Sartell.
Sartell's going to be a good one. Sock Rapids
Sartell is going to
always
be
fun.
a battle.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sock Rapids will be fun. I know coming from the tech side, we always enjoyed like in our circle, those dual meets, because that was always a good time. I mean, our tech versus Apollo meet was always a blast, and now we have that every single meet.
Yeah.
So that's really nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
For sure. Are you guys going maroon and gold this weekend?
Yes, we are.
What session you guys going to be at?
The middle.
All right. I think I'm going to have a crew down on deck. I'll have to get my St. Cloud Crush interviewing in.
Yeah.
For sure. Because I think they're doing the back to maroon and gold, but not the first one. Awesome. How's it like being for at least the Apollo boys? Now you're up to AA. How has that changed things for you guys?
We definitely have to work a lot harder. That's for sure. And I mean, a lot of different kids and different teams that we're going to be racing. So, and times are quite a bit faster, but
yeah, they are. But I think you guys can get there for sure. What's some of the teams that are new for you guys swimming for Apollo?
St. Michael Albertville is one of them.
Yeah.
And then also when we get to state like Edina, we've never had to race against them or any of those bigger schools. So
yeah, it's a little bit of a drive, but probably worth the while to start stepping into the mix. I know on the girls' side, we swim Minnetonka every year, not obviously to be competitive, but to go in there knowing you can't win and still give forth the maximum effort is a skill unto its own. So fun stuff. You swam Brainerd too, right? Did you guys have a dual Brainerd? Cool. Your section looks a lot different this year, obviously for the Apollo boys, but even for tech, right? You guys had like a mega reshuffle. Sartell out, Sauk out, Monticello in,
Alex in.
That's a
Alex
lot
coming
of great
in.
swimming.
The Alex coming in is going to be a big change for the divers because Alex has 2 really good divers on their team, and that really reshuffles our sections because only top 4 go, regardless of how good they do. They could score 450 and still not make state. So it's kind of crazy because we have 2 kids that are really good, and then they came out of nowhere. So.
Yeah, and Monty throws divers too. Samson knows how to create some really good divers out of there. They graduated Gabe, but they still have Noah, who I think threw a 240 in his last dual meet on 6. So you guys will be throwing Orion, and you guys will have just a dive fest.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that section. 8 always has surprises in it.
For sure.
So it's pretty cool, and you get a good mix from across the state. You get Buffalo in there. They got some swimmers, and
they do.
It's good stuff. I love that section. It gets overlooked out of like between 2 and 6 and 5 with your Edina, Prior Lake.
Yeah.
Minnetonka, Wayzata. They get a lot of the visibility at AA, but there's some sneaky good ones. Do you guys swim Duluth at all this year anywhere? Get a little Joey Zellen taste?
Nope.
That's all right. I'm surprised you guys haven't brought up the big dual meet with Delano Watertown Mayor. That's going to be kind of a good meet, I think.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I do have to get Evan to reschedule because I looked and it's like 2 days before section prelims.
Oh yeah, that might not be good.
So we gotta back that thing up a little bit, but we're getting it done, right? We got snowed out last year. And just to give you a forewarning, and just in case, there's 2 pool records held by Connor Hogan. That I have a hard time walking into the pool and looking at every day.
What races?
Surprisingly 200, 300 fly. I don't know, Mike, if you've ever swam those,
No.
but they could be good events for you.
I'm not familiar with the events.
Yeah. Talk to Evan, see if he can teach you on the fly, how to swim those. But we got Connor his senior year and he put a whooping on the record board. But there's some good ones too.
Perfect.
And it's just fun to see you guys. Like, I know from the Apollo standpoint, not having you guys in our section this year is like devastating for me. Because I honestly think 3A was one of the most fun sections ever. When you threw in Hutch, Monticello, you guys, us, Dassel. I mean, it was like some really good swimming and diving, but also just a lot of fun. And now with Monticello out and Apollo out, it's a little lonely.
Yeah, a little change of pace.
I'm gonna have to find someone other than Bobbitt to rip on the whole meet. Like that's been my last 2 section meets. I'm like, I don't care what place we got, right? I got to rip on Charlie for like 2 days. What else is new up there? What else are we looking forward to? What are some of the team goals for this year?
I'd say we definitely have we have team goals in terms of whole big team, and then we have team goals in terms of, 4 guys on a relay that, you're looking at right now.
Yeah, that's some interesting stuff. Walk me through both of those.
So I'd say for team goals, I think a big goal we've talked about, I know, are further lanes over, like the older kids a little bit more than the younger kids, but we've definitely talked about the fact that we want to, continue a win streak, keep a win streak going the rest of the season. We kind of had a rough start. First meet, I was gone for juniors, and then second meet, we were missing like 4 or 5 kids, so we didn't have the best start to the season, but we want to keep this win streak going through the season, and I think that's like one big team goal that we have.
That's awesome, and that takes everybody, right?
Yeah, it does.
A lot of those close meets come down to your number 2 and number 3 swimmers at every event. We all know who the top guys are going to do.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can win every
races.
race, but you also need those, second and third places to win the meet. So
I'll take 2, 3, and 4 over 1 and 5 anytime.
Yeah,
That's more math for you right there.
Yeah, exactly. No, so that's definitely a big team goal. And then I'd say on the, relay side of things, we're hoping to get up to, close to that top 3 at state in our relays. Just try and get up there and be able to compete with those top schools as one of the, a little bit, further down schools on the list right now.
Absolutely.
But definitely try and climb up those rankings as a relay. And having, these boys around us, we're definitely going to be able to put up some points at state. So maybe breaking the top 10 at state would be realistic as well.
Yeah, I think it is. And I think you guys definitely could be in that relay mix for top 3, which is awesome because you guys, even combined, are probably half the enrollment of some of those big schools.
Without a doubt.
And that would be pretty awesome. Quick question here. Guys on the team, who's the hardest worker?
I think Xavier.
You down, Xavier?
Yeah, Xavier for sure.
Who's
Xavier Mickelson.
Does he bring it every day?
Oh yeah.
It's an animal. He's been sick since like before Thanksgiving, and he's just showing up and smoking me at least in every practice. So
yeah, he works his ass off, and he's definitely due for a good taper meet this year. He hasn't had a good taper meet in a while, and he's good for a breakthrough this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the at least predictable things about swimming. If you work hard long enough, something happens. Good.
Yep.
Right? Like it's a matter of how long it takes, but something will happen, and hopefully it's his break. Who's the loudest guy on the team? Who's the one that's just voices up? Really? That's shocking.
That's me.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no way.
Yeah. Ty brings a
way.
certain energy to every practice and every meet that we didn't have on tech, and it's very nice to have. It's very nice to have.
We'll see how that feels at the end of 2-a-days. I've always found those guys are awesome most of the time until I'm at my breaking point, and that's usually the first guy I'd go after, right?
Yeah.
Like, not today. Just let's take it down, all right? Let me sulk in the shower and lick my wounds. I don't want to be hyped today.
That was us after practice today.
I know, which also is kind of good too. I don't know. I always like that. It's a little rough going through it, but when you get on the other side, you're like, man, I did that.
Yep.
And then you see it on paper, you're like, God, that's really, really hard, but I did that. That's good stuff. Who's an young and up and comer we should keep an eye on from the crush?
Beckett Othwaite's a really good one. Another one
is that Ari's little brother?
That is. Another really young one is Abe.
Yes.
What's their last name?
Oh, I don't even know.
I don't remember their last name, which is bad.
Maybe he just goes by Abe. He's like Prince and stuff like that.
Yeah, but no, we got a young kid on our team named Abe he's an animal. He's really good. He started last year and really nice, respectful young man, and I really like having him on the team. So
That's awesome. Congrats, Abe, if you ever watch this. That's high praise from some boys that have been in the sport for a while. And that usually doesn't come easy. That takes the effort. All right, each one of you, one at a time. What's one thing that you've learned in swimming that you'd pass on to future swimmers?
Me. It sucks.
Yeah, well,
but you gotta just like embrace it and show up and have as much fun as you can. And at the end of the day, the fun moments like on the bus or after winning a meet or even losing a meet are the things you remember. So
yeah. There are some definitely hard times. What else you guys got?
I'd say pretty straightforward, but like you get out what you put in, The more you put in, the more you get out. It's simple. I mean, I've seen a lot of kids on club teams, on, high school teams, all the different teams I've been on that have, just changed over a year of swimming with them. Just being able to motivate your teammates to put in more in practice completely turns around their final season. A couple years ago, we had Andy Offerdahl on our team, and Andy had, I think it was his 10th grade year. He had a pretty decent year. And then his junior year, I was swimming in a lane with him all year long, and I just tried my best every single day to motivate him to do the best that he possibly could in that practice that day, regardless of if he had 50% of his best or if he had 100% on that day. Just give everything you have every day, no matter what. And by the end of the year, Andy made state in the 500 and dropped like 10 seconds, and it was awesome to see.
Awesome. I think another good call. Your best varies from day to day, right?
Yep.
And understand that. Like the effort can be 100%, the result might not be, but that's just life.
Yep.
What else you got?
I'd say bring positive energy every day. Like if you show up to practice with a negative mindset, you're going to go and have a terrible practice and you're going to feel bad about yourself. But if you show up with high energy, excited to like work your butt off, then get going. Like just come with positive energy.
Yeah. To kind of piggyback on the, it sucks. It really sucks when you don't want to be there every day.
Yes,
right?
Definitely.
At that point, probably the wrong sport for you. But if you can bring in a little positivity to it, it's actually tolerable, right? Like it borderlines on fun every now and then.
Yep.
Awesome. What do you got, Bobbick?
I think one thing that I've learned is you have to listen to your coaches. They know they're your coach for a reason. And I know a lot of people like to think that, oh, my coach doesn't know what they're talking about. They're making us do this random set. But it's really most, if not all sets are there for a reason, and they're there to make you better at either a variety of things or one specific thing. And you need to really listen to them and their feedback when they tell you, because they know what they're talking about. Probably more than you do.
As a coach, I find that awesome. Yeah. And there's a few coaches out there that mailed in, but most of us, we think about you guys nonstop. Like I will wake up at 3 a.m. with a thought about someone's stroke and be like, holy cow, we got to talk about this tomorrow. Because we care that much. We really, really do. And we want you to get everything that you put into the sport out of it. But yeah, listening is great. And listening isn't just blind compliance either. I want to hear questions personally. I want to hear your opinion. I may know what it looks like, but I want to hear how it feels, and stuff like that. So it's a good combination. And as you guys, being juniors and seniors, dialogue is awesome with a coach. And you've got one with Evan that will actually, he will definitely engage in that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. We appreciate coaches like that can actually, focus in on what the athletes need and give you exactly what you need. And you can never focus in enough on how grateful we are for the coaches in our community, the officials especially in our community. I mean, the things the officials do for us athletes, it's special. So we always make sure to go out of our way to shake an official's hand and just say thank you, because those guys do so much.
No, that's great. And any teams listening, you want to add something to kind of what your team does, take the time after the meet to thank the officials, right? They're not raking in hundreds and thousands of dollars off this. I know it looks glamorous, but it's not. They do it for the love of the sport and love of the kids in the sport. So take your time to thank them, for sure. That's a great call. All right. One last thing. What song gets played the most at practice?
I don't even know.
What do we do? The shuffle, doesn't shuffle.
No, we have like a set playlist that, I mean, it
Okay.
doesn't, it's not great at shuffling. It plays pretty much the same songs, but usually we don't get much rest with Evan, so we're always swinging everything to
Yeah,
listen.
you get little
Yeah.
snippets of a song. It's
Yeah.
like I could name that tune in 5 notes because that's all I've ever heard of it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You guys play music on the bus?
Not as much.
Not too
More of
much.
like team bonding, just chatting and
All
stuff.
right,
Yeah.
you've got the more chill vibe.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
I have teams that go both ways. I have one where it's an absolute dance party on the way home, and then I have one that's a little more chill. So
Yeah.
you got to do whatever your team vibe is.
Yeah.
Well, boys, best of luck on the rest of the season. I'm excited to follow along. Hopefully, I'll see you at Maroon and Gold maybe a little bit. If not, I will definitely catch you at the very hyped Delano Watertown Mayor St. Cloud
Heck
Crush
yeah.
Duel hosted at the Delano Aquatic Center.
Perfect. Well, thanks for having us.
Always, always. It's great talking to you. I appreciate you guys making the time.
Mhm.
For sure.